Howdy Titans, going back to SketchUp. Going to press start. We're going to start a new SketchUp challenge. And this challenge is going to be to use only the pencil tool and or your arc tool to create new shapes. So you're not going to use your shape tool at all. I'm going to use the pencil tool to start. And I'm going to make sure that my shape is coplanar. I'm going to start with something simple at first, like this little quadrilateral, and pull it into 3D. Okay, so now I said that we can still use this other arc tool as well, or I'm going to use the 2-point arc actually. And that's these are both shapes that are not closed by themselves, and that's the challenge. So I just made a closed shape here by using my arc tool and using this line that was already in the previous shape, and now I can bring that into 3D. So using only these two tools, I'm going to come up with something in probably about 15 to 20 minutes to create a second sculpture using just those tools as many ways as I can. One of the hard parts of this particular challenge is keeping things coplanar. And I'm not sure if you remember, but coplanar means that they're all in one dimension. Like so that shape that I just made was all in one dimension. But sometimes when you're working in SketchUp, you might make something that kind of doesn't go.
Today there are no afternoon announcements. Thank you and have a nice day.
Well, technically that is an announcement. Anyway, you may find that after you draw a shape like this triangle that I made here, that it's not filling in with color. And you can see that it also hasn't let me let go. So for some reason, like that shape just filled and now the pencil is now clear. But this shape didn't get filled in, so I'm going to show you why. The shape is not coplanar, so when I orbit now, you'll see that it's not going in the direction that we thought. In fact, even the shape that did fill in correctly isn't really in the right dimension. So I'm going to erase those shapes with the eraser tool. I'm going to say that despite the fact that I said that you can only use two tools, you can still use the eraser tool only when erasing shapes to get them, to remove them. But not as like, well, I want to see what happens when I do this. You can't use it for that because that's creating a different type of surface where this is just removing shapes that you want to get rid of. Okay, so technically you can use 3 tools. So this is a mess I made using nothing but the 2-point arc tool and the pencil tool. As you can see, it's very original. I'm even surprised by some of the shapes that I was able to make here, and just using those 2 tools, and also the eraser tool when I needed to erase a mistake only. And you can see that I came up with some pretty cool stuff. So this is another example of what could come out of a project or a challenge like this. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this short challenge, and I hope you come out with something equally cool but not at all like mine. And that's it. Please leave positive feedback if you enjoyed the tutorial, and enjoy the next challenge.